Hi, it's Local Dragon Lady here, and the February dueling season is now over. Like, literally, it just ended 30 minutes prior to me recording this video. Now, before I get to my February Blue Eyes profile for Duel Links, I wasn't initially gonna go for King of Games this month. I wasn't really that interested, but in the meta game in Legend Rank, I noticed a lot of people were using the Ultimate Dragon skill, and while I did give it some grief in the January season, I wanted to give it a try, so I retooled my deck, used the skill, and it's not that bad. I wasn't initially interested in going into King of Games this month, but I thought I would do like a King of Games rush per se. I just played off and on throughout the month, gained a few ranks, but tonight I decided to try to go all out. So I got to Legend rank 5 easy peasy, but I got stuck there, hard stuck there, and of course I got to the King of Games duel twice, and in the first one, of course, the algorithm kicked in. If you weren't here for my last Blue Eyes deck profile, oh my goodness, there's basically, I have a theory that Konami uses an algorithm to keep players dueling in the app, and the way it goes is when you hear the ding for the rank up duel for the first time, so say if you're reaching Legend rank 2 for the first time, 90% of the time, you're going to either brick or get a bad matchup. The second time you get there, you get a 50% chance of a brick or a bad matchup. And I tell you, every time I got the rank up ding for the first time, I was able to predict what kind of a matchup I was going to have every time. So at this point, I'm a firm believer that this algorithm exists, but hey, like that's just me. I mean, you think that's foolishness, that's okay. But the deck did okay. Let's go to the profile. It was only during the last week that I decided to, play more through the ranked duels. Got the Legend 4, no problem, and it was only tonight, like, okay, I'm gonna play for games, Legend rank 5, and yeah. So, Ultimate Dragons. Well, what the skill does is that once you have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand, on turn 3 you can reveal them and it'll put a polymerization into your hand. And the skill also adds 3 Blue Eyes Fusion monsters to your extra deck. You get the Blue Eyes Ultimate White Dragon, the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, and the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Now, you don't see them in this deck profile because they get added to the deck during the duel when the skill's activated. So, you're not going to see them here, but trust me, when you play the game, they will be there. So, I did some retooling here, nothing major. For the most part, this is still a standard Blue Eyes deck, the all or nothing build, as I like to call it. Not very versatile like the classic build that I like using when I play online with all you lovely viewers when I stream. So first things first, the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, you need it. You just reveal a Blue Eyes White Dragon and you can summon him, and once per, he can target a monster and destroy it. So easy monster removal, really nice to have. You got your 3 eggs, White Stone of the Ancients. So, once it goes to the grave, you can summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, or you can banish it from your graveyard to get a Blue Eyes from your from your grave to your hand. And it's a tuner, so you can synchro it off. 1 Dragon Spirit of White. It's critical to only have 1. I know I used 2 on my classic build, my versatile build, but the Dragon Spirit of White, you don't want this in your hand at all. If you do have it in your hand, you want to use it as discard fodder because at least you can revive it from the grave with a Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. So, but I swear, I got sticky fingers for this card. Even though I only have 1 in my entire deck, it's always in my opening hand, or I always draw into it in the first, 2 or 3 turns. And the reason for that is the draw power that this deck has. You're always going to end up drawing into it, which is the downside to the draw cards, which I will get in a second here now. 3 Sage with Odds of Blue, best card in the deck, your normal summon. You can get a Dragon Tuner, like you can get one of your eggs from your deck to your hand. If you have an effect monster in the field, you can discard it, target it, and you can get a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, and that includes the Dragon Spirit of White. Another reason why you don't want this card in your hand. The Stone of Legend. I didn't really utilize that card that much, but it's still a tuner. You can use it to sync off your monsters. You can search for it with the Sage of Eyes of Blue. The primary reason why you have this is when this card hits the graveyard in any shape or form, you have to search your deck for a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which helps out with the Ultimate Dragon skills. The sooner you can get your Blue Eyes, 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons into your hand, the sooner you can activate the skill and get Polymerization into your hand. So naturally, we've got our 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I'm using the nice movie art for this one. Cards of Consonance. I still hate this card so much, but you still gotta have it. You need it for the draw power. There are times that you're going to brick with this card, ironically, because it's supposed to make your deck more consistent. But how many times have I opened up with like 2 Cards of Consonance and a Blue Eyes and a trap in my hand? Which is bizarre because you have, well, in this deck, I have 7 ways. 7 ways to use this card. You got 3 White Stone of Ancient. You got 3 Sage with Odds of Blue that can search for one of the eggs. And of course, the White Stone of Legend egg. So yeah, that's 7 ways. And yeah, there have been times where I did not have any combination of Cards of Consonance with either egg or sage, and it drives me nuts. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. Okay, this can be a dead card in so many ways, but I found when you're using the Ultimate Dragon skills, it is useful. So initially I had the Glow Up Bulb in my deck, but I decided to swap it out for a Melody Awakening Dragon, and sure enough. So it's great to, as discard fodder. You can discard your Dragon Spirit of White that's in your hand, discard one of your eggs, and the whole point is to get either 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons into your hand, or a Blue Eyes and a Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, or just one or the other, because this card says up to, so you don't have to put 2 from the deck to your hand. It can just be 1 if need be. So that way you can activate your skill even easier. 2 Raigeki breaks. Self-explanatory. Discard 1 card. You can discard an egg or your Dragon Spirit of White and target a card your opponent controls. So front row, back row, doesn't matter. And 2 Karma Cut. If I had 3, I'd use 3, and I recommend you use 3. You discard a card, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and banish it. This is the card that kills Noble Knights. It's the main weakness. If you're going first with Blue Eyes against a Noble Knights deck and you have either a Raigeki Break or a Karma Cut, 9 times out of 10 you're going to win, because once your opponent normal summons their first monster, you Karma Cut it, and it's almost nothing else your opponent can do. That's the big flaw with Noble Knights, and that's how I'm able to beat them most of the time. I haven't seen a lot of Noble Knights this season, oddly enough. And it's not because I was playing later in the season. I was playing in the middle of the season, the beginning, off and on, and I haven't seen it all that much. So yeah. Now for the extra deck, 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragons, I decided to put 2 in there. Graveyard negation is extremely important, so you want more than one way to, more than one opportunity to get the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon out. 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech, it's that good. Allows you to destroy a front row or back row card. 1 Azura Silver Dragon. This one is really good. You can tag out your Blue Eye Spirit Dragon for the Azurais. It protects your dragon monsters. It revives a Blue Eyes from your graveyard on your standby phase. And of course, if you used your Dragon Spirit of White as discard fodder, well, there you go. You can use these Azurais to get it back. 2 XP monsters, the Heretic Sun, Dragon Overlord of Heliophosa, that thing. That thing. I used him quite a lot. Overlay him, all you do is when you discard a material, tribute any number of monsters you have from your field and or your hand, and you destroy your opponent's cards of the same number. And it's really handy. It's got me out of lots of sticky situations. And number 68. 2 level 8s overlay when you detach a material. Basically, neither of you can special summon monsters from your graveyard, and also this card cannot be targeted. I'm guessing not many people play this card anymore, because multiple times when I got the Sky Prison out, I've had my opponents summon monsters that target. So try to target and destroy my Sky Prison, and it would not work. So I've had people burning up their resources to get rid of this card because it was super strong, because it gains 100 attack and defense for every monster in the graveyards put together. I had this guy pumped up, and yes, you cannot target it. So, haha, yeah, that's they did not like that at all. And of course, the 3 here would be for the 3 Blue Eyes fusion monsters. Now, there's been a couple of times that I used the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and it is still a really good card. The best one, in my opinion, is the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, because if your opponent gets out a card that has 3,000 or higher attack, the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon cannot be destroyed by a battle, but if it does not get destroyed by a battle when it attacks a monster, you can banish that monster, and it's non-targeting. So if your opponent gets out a real big beat stick that you can't really beat over, you'll still take damage, but at least you can remove the card from the field and continue playing. Also, the Twin Burst can attack 2 monsters, so that's an added bonus. The Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate White Dragon is really good if your opponent doesn't have anything else on their field. It's very risky if your opponent has any back row cards, because they could have Karma Cuts or Raigeki Breaks. I do it all the time in a mirror match. If I'm going first, I just lay down my traps and pass, because when my opponent gets out their Blue Eyes Twin Burst or their Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, I just Karma Cut and their card is gone. And that's it, because as strong as the fusion monsters are, they have no protections, with the exception of Twin Burst that cannot be destroyed by battle. But that doesn't do anything against traps. So yes, that is the deck that I played this month. Will I play it again for this new season? I don't know. Again, I don't really care about going for King of Games. It's I've already got it numerous times. It's one of those things that once you've reached, it doesn't really mean that much anymore. But hey, maybe I will tweak the Blue Eyes deck even more, and I don't know, if I'm in the mood, I might try again. But regardless, if I come up with something interesting, I'll definitely do an updated profile for you on that deck. But anyway, thanks for watching. What do you think? Is there anything I should add or remove to this deck? And how did all of you do during the February season? How far did you get in the ranked duels? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, remember to be a good sport, play the game, not the fame. Bye!